And I don't know if Caesar will be back for Huddersfield. Do we know much on that?
I didn't hear it either way.
No. So I'm going to guess on him being back for Huddersfield, and that will, I think, do a lot for them. I'm going to go Huddersfield by 8. But I really don't know on that one.
Nope.
The Championship's back. We've seen a lot of the Championship sides play in the Challenge Cup, but there's one Championship side that we haven't seen play, and they feature in our Championship Game of the Week. It is the Dad's Army of York versus the Frenchmen from Toulouse. Saturday, 4:30pm this one is. I'm sure you can get it on the R-League app if you pay for it.
Yep, just $4.95.
Isn't it?
It is. I've got to lean towards York, though, just based on games played.
Yeah, Toulouse did have a pretty competitive run out against Catalans in pre-season.
But York have played 2 tough matches in, knockout football. So York, I'm going to, although Toulouse ultimately I think are a better team, but in this particular match I'm going to go with York.
I'm going to go with Toulouse, because if York play like they played against London, they're not going to get away with it against the Toulouse side, I don't think.
Fair enough.
The NRL Brit picks, Bulldogs versus Rabbitohs, Friday 6:05am. Fairly certain that Luke Thompson is still suspended, but you can see how Tom Burgess is getting on in his good start to the year. The Storm versus the Broncos, Friday at 10:05am. See if Herbie can back it up from an impressive performance last week and go again. Titans versus the Raiders, Saturday at 9:35. This is definitely one of the Sky games to see if the Justin Holbrook's Titans side, rising Titans side, can perform against our British Raiders on Saturday. And then Sunday we'll put the Knights in, because you never know now, do you? Dom Young's Knights versus the Dragons, Sunday 7:05am. Make sure you get your fan reviews in on any of the Action, Super League, Championship, NRL or otherwise that you watch over the next week, so we can talk about it on next week's show. Right, Alan, quiz time. Mose Masoe Round. People out there, search for the Mose Masoe Foundation if you want to support Mose and other players who suffer from spinal injuries whilst playing the game that we love. Do check out the Mose Masoe Foundation if you can afford to make a donation. I think that's really celebrating the remarkable journey the guy's been on after the tragedy of last year, but also what he's looking to do, not just for himself but for other people who go through the same circumstances. Because there's been challenge around insurance and that sort of stuff, and so hopefully the foundation can support players through similar things in the future. Obviously with the support as well of RL Cares, the Rugby League Benevolent Fund, which has done great work for Mose Masoe over the last 12 months. So do check that out. And in honour of him, I've got 3 questions that are Masoe based.
Okie dokie.
Are you ready for him?
As I'll ever be.
Okay, so Masoe played for 4 sides in his career, 2 in the NRL and 2 in Super League. Can you name all 4, a point for each, and a bonus point if you can name them in the order from first to last that he played for?
Okay, well, I can't do that.
Some people might be able to.
They might be able to. They might be able to, so good luck to those people. He played for St Helens in the UK.
That's on what, 1 point?
He played for Hull KR in the UK.
Yeah, that's 2 points. They were gimmies because we just talked about it, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll take what I can get. I'm really not sure about his NRL. I'm gonna take a wild stab in the dark. They played for Newcastle and Cronulla.
No. So, for those out there who know you Masoe better than Alan, he played for the Roosters, then the Panthers, then St Helens, and then Hull KR.
There you go.
Okay. What year did Mose Masoe win his Super League winners' ring?
2014.
Yes. St Helens 14, Wigan 6. The best team lost. And then finally, Masoe played internationally for Samoa on 7 occasions. His debut was in Samoa's first game of the 2013 World Cup at Warrington's Halliwell Jones Stadium. Against who?
Oh, God. I have no idea. So... No, it's literally a stab in the dark. I'm going to say US. You went USA.
No, it was New Zealand. It was one of the more famous games of the World Cup because Samoa were surprisingly competitive in that game, really good, and nearly shocked New Zealand. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, any other business? Anything else you want to tell the masses about, or talk about, or recommend?
Can I do a blatant plug?
Yes, of course you can do a blatant plug.
It's not for my benefit. It's for my missus's benefit. People who follow us on social media may have picked up that my wife is writing. Well, she's got 2 books out this year. Would you believe? One out in the summer, so I'll be plugging that later on. About Diana Dawes, but she has a second project this year about the film director Bill Forsyth. And if you haven't heard of Bill Forsyth, don't worry, you are in the majority. But if you've heard of films like Local Hero or Gregory's Girl, he was the director of those films, and she is writing I suppose it's a love letter to his films, really. So we have a book available and some fantastic artwork that she's been working with an artist on. So we have a podcast, because everything's got a podcast, obviously. So if you search for 10,000 Grains in your podcast player, you can find the podcast, which is about each of his films. But if you go to 10,000grains.com, you can find out things about the book and pre-order your copy for delivery very soon. So there you go. That's my plug.
Yeah, good stuff. And one of our other hosts has made a guest appearance on the 10,000 Grains podcast.
He has, yes. So Tim was speaking about Local Hero, and it's a really good episode talking about obviously about the film, but kind of its connection to family and stuff, which is really, I found was very very moving and very interesting. So yeah, it's a good listen, even if I do say so myself.
Excellent stuff. Anything to recommend that your wife hasn't produced?
No, not really. I've been very, very busy with that over the last few months in varying ways.
Well, one of the things that kept me busy over the last week or so is the flight attendant on Sky, which has got. We were uncertain on whether to watch it when it was being advertised. It's got Penny from the Big Bang Theory is in it, and then I saw a couple of really positive reviews about it, so I thought, we'll give it a go. And actually, it was really quite good, and she acts very, very well in it. And to the point where I'd say, by about 20 minutes into the first episode, you're not thinking, I'm watching Penny being a flight attendant and having something go wrong. You don't think that. And, as well, about halfway through the series, I was then worried they're not going to wrap it up in a conclusive way here, are they? They're going to play for a second series, but actually no, it's only about 7 or 8 episodes long, and they do conclude the story, so it's good, even though they leave some things that could potentially mean something else for a second series. They do conclude the actual main story of this series, so it's worth watching. And another food-based one that I've been ordering during lockdown, Chango empanadas. Now, this is basically Argentinian pasties.
Okay.
But it's some London firm. But you can order them from anywhere, because we've been doing. And they really nice. Like the pastry is. it's hard to describe, but it kind of like tastes a little bit sweeter than our pasty pastry, and it's not like a puff pastry, but it has a flakiness to it. It's really nice. They're really nice. There's a cheese and ham one, which is basically tastes kind of like a bit like a continental breakfast in a pasty, but it's good. There's a mozzarella and basil one, which is very nice. There's a vegan one, which is this weird kind of mix of sweet corn and pumpkin. That's not for me, that one. We've not enjoyed that one. But the meat ones are good. The beef and the chicken ones are good.
I'll take your word for it. But
yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend the vegan one. Sorry, Alan.
No, that's all right. That's all right. There's a multitude of vegan pastries if I want to try them.
There you go. Next week is Sarah, if I remember rightly, is going to be joining me next week, so we can find out more about the new Macca nickname and its origins. We're going to be covering a fairly different Easter slate of games without the traditional derbies. So for me and Sarah both, it'll be a kind of new view. But we'll get Sarah's view on Hull FC's start to the season and see if she's as enthusiastic about their defence the next week than they were this week. We'll see how that goes on. But yeah, please get all your fan reviews in for us to go through. Do you want to tell people about how they can get in touch with us and find us to follow and stuff?
Yep, so you can find us at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram. We posted on Instagram this week.
Yeah, I did.
You did? Yeah, you did. It's facebook.com/Super League Pod. If you want to email us with anything, you can do so at superleaguepod@gmail.com. It's superleaguepod.com for our blogs about the episodes and any other random thoughts that we have. You can search for the show on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Spotify, Overcast, or anywhere else that you find your podcasts. And we're also on YouTube.
Yeah, so if you go to the Instagram, you get a sneak peek into the colour scheme of my living room, which happens to match the colour scheme of the Roadrunner cans by the looks of it. That Seven Brothers bought out for
very tastefully decorated. I can tell somebody's had a hand in that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't mean you.
I took control. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to our friends, Rob's Toy Shop. Enter SLP discount and check out Rob's Toy Shop on eBay and get 5% cash back on orders over £5, plus give 1% cash back to SLP. Little Warden, vital alerts for hidden issues. Head to littlewarden.com to see what they can do for you. And Sarah's bookcase. Sarah sells Usborne books with access to over 3,000 titles from baby to young adults. There's something for everyone. Find out more on Facebook. That's it for this week's show. Lots of fan reviews, so it led to sort of a chatty middle, but I've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed having Super League back. Yeah,
no, it's good. It's good to be back in the flow of it. Yeah, very good. More to come.
Yeah, excellent stuff. So we'll catch you all again next week on your favourite rugby league podcast, the Super League Pod. Goodbye.
Bye.
Wow.